Let's focus now on the Apostle Paul after the Gospels that we referred to in the previous slide. We talked about the four Gospels, which are followed then by the book of Acts. We have a number of writings attributed to Paul, who was one of the most important disciples. We have 13 letters attributed to Paul. All of these follow the book of Acts. And Paul is of great importance because he is perhaps one of the first individuals to interpret the significance of Jesus' death and resurrection as having a universal meaning. In other words, the theological meaning of not just simply a tragic death, but a death that actually has a view as seen from the standpoint of the great plans of God for humankind. Here, then, we may speak of the word theology, which is part of the bullet there. Theology is a word derived from two Greek words in turn. The word theos, which means God, and the word logos, which means reason or discourse. Paul insisted, moreover, that the Gentiles, that is, people of non-Jewish descent, should be accepted into the Christian church. So he is the great apostle to the Gentiles. What is the concept of God that one sees in the Bible? In reality, we see there that both concepts of transcendent, that is, God as beyond the human plane, beyond the human domain, but also we see images, we see even a discourse of God as immanent, very much present in the affairs of human beings. So the portrayals of God, especially in the Hebrew Bible, are incredibly diverse. We cannot speak of just one view, but we have a diversity of views, and this will become more obvious as we advance in the semester, as we actually delve into the individual books. We'll have occasion to see this at work in the different collections. Moreover, we can say that God is present in a variety of roles. So we have God as creator, God as sustainer, God as parent, God as rescuer, God as avenger. And some of these are even paradoxical, reflecting to a certain extent the ambivalent divine attitude toward humankind. So as I said before, sometimes we find God as sustainer, but sometimes, especially in the Hebrew Bible, we also see the divine desire to get rid of humankind because of the evil that humans are capable of. Two more slides. Let me say something about this, the name of God. In the Hebrew Bible, God's name appears more than 7,000 times. And some of you may have gotten used to seeing the name of God as YAHWEH. That is actually not a correct way of pronouncing the divine name. Notice that at the top of the slide I have four consonants, YHWH. This is a transliteration of the Hebrew four letters that are used for the name of God. So these four consonants don't have vowels. And scholars actually think that the way to pronounce this is Yahweh, although in reality nobody knows for sure how this word should be pronounced. since we are talking about four letters, we have scholars oftentimes refer to this word as the tetragrammaton, or the four letters. And some that actually have proposed that the word should be pronounced Yahweh suggests that the four consonants are connected somehow to the Hebrew verb for be, so that Yahweh is the one that is, the one that is becoming, the one that will be. There's a fabulous story in the book of Exodus chapter 3 where Yahweh self-identifies to Moses as Eyeh Asher Eyeh. I am the one that is, I am the one that will be, I am the one that is becoming. So as Yahweh as connected to being. Lastly, something that we introduced, we talked about at the very beginning, is the idea of covenant. That is very prominent both in the Hebrew Bible as well as in the New Testament. A covenant is an agreement, a treaty, a contract. And throughout the Bible, both in the Hebrew Bible as well as in the New Testament, the idea of covenant, the idea of humans entering into an agreement with God is very prominent. In the Tanakh, in the Hebrew Bible, we find four covenants, one with Noah, one with Abraham, one with Moses, and one with David. And of course, in the New Testament, we see that Jesus makes a fifth or new covenant with his disciples. Therefore, this is where we obtain the idea of testament, of covenant. So that brings then to an end our first chapter, our overview of the Bible. Happy readings, and don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions.